and Steve are gonna do bits and have some fun. Dynamic banter, honking horns and ringing bells and making good. Dynamic banter, don't forget the history road on Dynamic Banter.
Thumper from Bambi was thumping in time, thumping and jumping.
The green lights flash, the thumps go up. Long ago, somebody thumped on the cup.
Hey guys, welcome to Dynamic Banter.
It's a sexy version. This is the sexy version. This is the one to show your spouse.
We decided that after Valentine's Day, we wanted to get a little sexy.
We thought we'd be on brand and on time. Turns out we were a little too late, but we are gonna try. We are gonna go for it. This is the sexy Valentine's Day episode of Dynamic Banter, where we'll be sounding like this.
Yes, take off your pants and your underwear at the same time if you're coordinated enough.
Kind of do a little kick at the end.
Lay down. You could do a little kick. Yeah, do a little kick once you get the underwear and the pants off together.
I like this song a lot. Neil Ghosh. The Neil Ghosh of Christmas past, of Valentine's Day.
Take off your goddamn pants and your underwear and get on your bed and listen to this episode of Dynamic Banter. Don't touch yourself.
Go to the dresser. Choose a different pair of pants. More comfortable ones for sleeping. Put those on.
Put on sleeping pants, but no underwear.
Oh, no. And then turn this podcast off and go to bed. It's been a long day. You know you have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Be responsible. Go to sleep.
You know you got to get up early. Mike, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Me
Thank
too.
you for asking.
You're about to go on a little chore.
A little bit.
Let's talk about it at the top. Why not? Let's get crazy.
Okay. I get to go to Denver at the end of this month, and that's just kind of like a one-off thing. And then I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
After that one. After that one, I'll be completely asleep.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to I'm gonna be on the East Coast for like 2 weeks. I think. I'm gonna be going to. I wish I had it in front of me. I wish I knew we were going to be doing this at the top, but I know that I can go to my Instagram and go to the link in my bio.
Right.
And I know that I could do that.
Right.
And I know depending on the internet after that,
You got this, man.
I'll be at the place with the information to that, and I found it. February 24th, I'll be at the Summit Music Fair in Denver. After that, I'll be in Philadelphia, the city of Berlin, Helium. I think it's in Helium at 7 o'clock. And that, of course, is that's on March 15th. A couple weeks after that. March 16th, Washington, D.C. Improv. March 18th, Theater in New York. And that show, there's a lot of seats, and there's not a lot of tickets sold for the seats. So if you could buy more tickets, that would fill out more of the seats. And then on March 24th, I'll be in Milwaukee, and it's going to be cold, and I'm going to have this face on. And then, after that, March 25th, I'll be in Chicago with Owen. After that, March 26th, and I'll be in Minneapolis with Owen. This song has more lyrics than I remember.
Mike,
Yeah.
do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Put in the other headphone in your ear for a second.
You think I can't hear what's happening? Is that what you think is happening? Do you think I'm missing sounds? And they're only coming out of this
Yeah!
one?
I was like, this has got to be getting you a little bit.
No, I have a job to do.
Wow, you're such a professional, man.
You asked me to do a thing, so I did the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you did, and I think it was good. You know, we like to have a little fun on this show.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll hear a sound, and you'll be like, "Why was that the sound?"
Yes.
And that's the whole thing, you know, and we have fun when we do it. But man, you did really well, dude. It's like when you throw in things into the teleprompter and they're not things you should say.
Yeah.
And you know it though.
Yeah.
And you skip it and then you
Yes.
go right to it. Like that was a pro move, man.
I think I was concentrating so hard on reading because of dyslexia.
You did great.
Yes.
So anyway,
It's like somebody had a question, but they held it in at the last second.
yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I'm excited for you, man. That's a big romp.
Thanks, man. I would like to see other places for a little while.
It's fun, right?
Yes. I'd like to go on a little break
I know.
with Los Angeles and see other places for a while.
You know, man, my
Miami, Florida.
my timeline, my Instagram timeline and my Instagram stories and stuff. You ever just sit there and just watch stories, Mike?
Yes. You mean like soap opera?
And I'll see people posting photos of their videos and photos of their dogs and their cats and other animals. And I'm like, man, I kind of want an animal. We've talked about this. I've been kind of on the fence about an animal.
Yeah. You got a guinea pig at one point and you just let him go.
Hamster.
And we haven't seen him.
It was a hamster.
We said, Steve, buy a cage. And you were like, I have an
My
apartment.
house is a cage.
And we'll be right back.
Dynamic banter.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in my house.
And that's what I said to you.
Jackpot.
And you know, but I it's been a bit since I've had a little being in my presence to watch over.
Yeah.
I have some plants that I take pretty good care of, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Got a monstera that's growing fast. And I'll tell you, I'm a little worried about what to do because they don't stop, Mike.
No.
Plants.
No.
You don't want them to. They're alive. They're living things.
Sometimes you want them to. Sometimes you're like, that's a good size.
I just don't. Yeah, totally. But you don't want it to die.
No, you don't. Sometimes you could trim plants to keep them a size and keep them alive, and it's actually healthy.
You can?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
What kind of flag are we gonna get on this episode?
Oh, an orange one. Dude, but like,
I can't give you specific names, but we have a hanging vine, which is very nice in our kitchen area. And when it gets too long, you clip off parts and you could put them in water and you could grow another plant for another person. And then you could spread plants.
do you scream? Does it scream? Do you hear it scream when you cut it
Yes.
off?
Mhm.
And that's the part I don't really want to be a part of.
Well, you have headphones.
What if every time you trimmed a plant or heard it or something it would make screaming sounds?
What if it just went?
That'd be weird. You know what kind of does that?
The fuck? Every time, and then nothing else.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Ow.
What's a big idea?
So wait, I could cut off my plant and put it in the water and then
Depends
give you
what
one?
type of a plant
Oh, I
it
see.
is. What type of a plant it is.
You
Do
know what
you
I
know
learned?
what type of a plant it is?
It's a monstera. I told you already.
Okay. I
Why
didn't
are
memorize the
you
information.
grilling me, Mike?
Because I'm trying to answer your question.
I'm sorry. It's just these lights are so hot, and I feel like you're asking me a lot of questions about my plant that I've already told you.
I feel like maybe you have the flu. I don't know how to spell
And
monstera.
scene.
It's Monstera.
Monstera. Yeah, like monster, but with
Swiss
an A.
cheese plant.
Sure.
Apparently that's the street name.
Yeah. On the
looks like
streets,
this?
we call it this. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I'll put
It's a cutie,
trim?
isn't it?
It's a fine
It's
looking
a fine plant.
That's what people would say in the olden times.
Why, that's a fine plant.
It's a fine looking plant.
Say there, Reginald. Why, that's a fine plant you've got there. Don't talk about my fucking plant. Keep your eyes on your own goddamn plant.
Yeah. Okay, so check this
The
out.
latest craze sweeping the nation, people are putting plants in their homes.
That's a fine-looking plant.
We've spoken to the local boy to find out what he thinks about it. Well, my mom thinks I shouldn't be touching it, but I think it's pretty weird to put a plant in the house.
The kid has rashes all over his face.
Yeah. I took a bite out of it and my arm fell off.
But it sure does look nice.
We'll get the scientists right on that to find out what the name of that plant is and for you to avoid it.
Poison sumac taking over homes.
Next week, we're going to talk about putting beds in the house. What?
Dude, so listen to this. That's a radio program, by the way. Monsteras are known as fast-growing plants, and so it is necessary and regular to prune them to keep them looking at their best.
Fuck.
When pruning, they scream in your ear.
When pruning, they scream real loud.
Cut any overgrown or dying Cut any overgrown or dying leaves below the Monstera node with a clean, sharp shear. So, and then it gives you a little, so that's the node, like where it splits off. You just cut it there, and then new healthy leaves will grow. And maybe you could put those, if they're not totally dead, you could probably put them in water and maybe they'll grow some more.
Do I need to get like some kind of cool knife or?
No, you have scissors. You can use
scissors, really?
Yeah.
I don't think I could cut through that with a scissor.
Get an axe. Or a
Maybe
chainsaw.
like shears, right?
Yeah, like
The big giant ones.
Yeah.
Nose hair trimmer.
Yeah.
Really cut through it. Make it hurt.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, that plant's really cool. I do like that Monstera. It's really cool. And I was over at a friend's house, and she was showing me her Monstera in her dimension.
Yeah.
And it was huge, and I was like, damn, that's a fucking huge Monstera. That's how big mine's gonna fucking get.
Yeah.
You could cover your whole... You could probably, if you had a big enough pot, you could probably cover your whole home in one giant Monstera plant.
Now, where did she keep hers?
Like in the living room, it looked real nice. She put it like on a raised thing and had a big old fucking pot.
Yeah.
And then it was just like coming out. It was like going up to the ceiling and kind of coming down to the ground a little bit.
That's beautiful.
It was really cool looking. And then I noticed, she was telling me, because I was like, I have a Monstera. And she's like, well, let me show you some Monstera stuff. And on one piece of it, there was like this like tentacle kind of thing coming out of like the branch, like or the like stalk of the thing. And she was like, yeah, this thing, check this out. And then they're everywhere. They're like, and they're kind of pointing in different directions, and they're different colors than the plant.
Oh, that's nice.
They look like these little like brown tentacles.
It's evolving.
It's almost like they're sentient in a way, because they're, I guess what they're doing is they're looking for soil.
Tight.
So that they can like get into the soil and then grow even more.
But they don't have eyes enough to go back into the
they're
pot.
like, they're like they just woke up.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck, where am I? God damn.
Those plants just woke up. I used to keep a creepy Monstera like that underneath my bed.
My dad used to make sure there wasn't a Monstera in my closet.
Every night he checked the closet for Monstera.
There's a Monstera, and they open the door and it's just a plant.
There it is.
Family Circus. That was like a Family Circus comic. Dad, there's a monster in my closet.
Of course, we watered it together.
I love you, son. I love our family, and I love how in love we are.
It's just nice to read about a nice family.
Yeah, remember that one Family Circus where the grandma's sitting in the chair, and she's like reading a book, and there's like a Home Sweet Home thing up on the wall, and then the next frame is like the kid coming in through the door, like with like, you know, holding like a candy bar or something, real excited. Grandma! And the grandma, it's just 3 panels, and the third panel is just the grandma close up, and it just says, I love you, dear.
I honestly thought you were gonna see the third panel. It's just that empty couch. 2 days.
Yeah. And then the room looks a little dirtier, like maybe there's some cobwebs.
Yeah. Oh my
The
goodness.
chair has like a
gracious.
dent where grandma was.
and then the candy bar again.
Yeah. It just cuts back to the kid with like a real
No, I don't like that part. I said 3 panels.
Yeah, but there's one more in a circle.
Okay.
It's just
It
the
breaks.
kid's face. Just staring forward. I love you, dear. And then she's gone.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Remember the family circus where the dad backed over the dog in his pickup truck?
when the dad backed over Marmaduke in the pickup truck? Fuck, man. Oh boy. Dude, did you ever play Jam and Earl back in the day?
Yeah.
I have a friend called Brian Blackmore, and on Twitter, on TikTok, he does these really funny things where he plays like he's a music producer, asking for a video game song, like a famous video game song. And it's just a funny back and forth.
Oh, that's fun.
So he has like this reoccurring thing that he does, and he reminded me the other day of the Jam and Earl music.
Dude.
Panic on Funkatron.
Isn't it crazy how like just hearing the music from like a video game can just instantly bring you back to like a very specific moment of like sitting on the floor of your living room or in your bedroom or whatever. Bowl of Cheetos, maybe some cheese puffs somewhere.
Yeah, underneath.
Some kind of cheese. Yeah, hiding.
Something has cheese on it in front of you. Your fingers.
The controller.
The controller, yeah. Dude, that used to be one of our like insults for Call of Duty. We used to say that the other team wasn't good because they got Cheeto dust on it.
And that's just true though.
Yeah, take that.
Okay. Okay.
Hi.
What year were you like the most playing video games with Cheetos on your hands? Like, would you say? Or how old were you?
That's tough to say.
Maybe like between the ages of 10 and 13?
I guess, because we got a Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was like my first thing was a Nintendo.
Same.
And I played the shit out of that. And like going over to other kids' houses and having Kool-Aid mouth and playing with them. You played
Jared, you want to play?
Stand up on the box with Donatello and swing the bow down.
Look at this. Whoa, what?
Whoa, cool.
Remember when you could do things like that?
Right.
Look at this and do one little hop.
Yeah.
And then the kid would be like, whoa.
Whoa, how do you do that?
Show me how to do it. No.
But I played like a lot of Sega. I played a lot of N64. I played a lot of video games.
Okay,
so I was always.
But would you say like could we say like 8-year-old Mike Falzone
Was doing that.
Had a gross controller with Cheetos all over it and stuff? I mean,
Probably.
you probably kept it like clean-ish.
My mom wouldn't let me get it gross.
Right. Okay. So she made you like take care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be shamed.
So let's imagine.
Why are you so dirty?
Clean that shit up, motherfucker.
Why is all your shit dirty?
Because I'm a kid? I don't know. Because I like to play in the dirt and I don't think about the consequences. Let's try to imagine your Nintendo controller, Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. The little rectangle with the black and the 2 red buttons and the black D-pad and the gray start and select buttons.
Yes. Got it. Good night.
I didn't think about it for a second.
Now go to sleep.
I liked it. So let's picture that controller in its grossest state. Okay?
It's most dusted.
And it's you, right? Like, this is just your stuff.
Yeah. Why do I feel like the end of this is going to be gross?
It's probably going to be a little gross. What if I could bring it back in time, back in time?
And you have to kiss
here right now. It's yours. No one else touched it. It's all your gross shit.
Yeah.
And Cheetos and macaroni and shit. But we bring it back right here and you have to lick it.
No.
Would you do it?
No.
Is there an amount of money?
Probably.
Okay. Let's start at $500. Like full on, like get it and
I think you made a
like
mistake.
across the whole board.
I think you make a mistake when you say, let's start at. Because now my mind is like, well, he'll definitely go higher if I say no.
But like, you know.
It's almost like, what's your budget?
I want to know what the least amount of money it would take for you to fully lick your controller from when you were 8 years old.
And I guess on this side of the table, I need to know the most amount of money that you'll spend to want to see that.
Well, I mean, since it's all imaginary, you can imagine any amount of money. But what is the absolute least you'd take? Like, if I was like, all we have.
What's the lick look like?
It's like a full.
You're doing it slow.
From D-pad, from the
the button side.
From the button side all the way to the controller, the control side, the D-pad.
I think a lot of people will say this is too much. But I would do it for like $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would say that's too much.
I'd be like, give me $2,000 in cash.
Yeah. Right now, no taxes.
Just because I feel like I could get that out of it.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable.
Right. Still gross. It's like how much it's like you're paying to throw up.
5,000 is a gentleman's amount.
I want like $50,000.
Of course you do.
But that's not worth that to anybody.
Right, to anybody.
Yeah.
But someone's like, I brought this back in time to see if you would do this.
Yeah.
I'll give you $5,000.
Okay.
Tax free.
Knowing that it'll kill me because you're from the future.
Do you think it would kill you? Ooh,
no, you know.
Dude, what if your lick brought like COVID back to like the 1990s, the late 90s or mid 90s?
Oh, if I had COVID when I got in the time machine?
Or just like,
there's no sign on the time machine that
says wear mask. No mask. Yeah, you must wear a mask inside the time machine.
You have to. We're bringing you to a different time. We're bringing you to. I would want to be. I think about that a lot. I would like imagine the 80s.
Yeah.
Or being like 30 in the 90s.
Yeah.
Actually, being like. We kind of hit a lot of this is a bad conversation.
No,
because
I love it.
It's like, in my opinion, we hit a lot of those decades. Like sometimes I would have wanted to be older in the 80s because they had a lot of great stuff. But being the age I was in the 90s felt like perfect. But I wonder if that only feels that way because like that's the existence.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Because I was thinking like.
I have no desire to live in the 70s. Or the 60s,
But imagine being like an adult in the 70s, or at least being our age. Let's imagine being like 30 in the 70s. You could go see like all of the bands.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You could see them all, dude.
Yeah.
You could probably see Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Jackson 5.
Jackson 5.
I would watch the Jackson 5. Dude, there's a story that my dad tells that they got fucking Jackson 5 tickets.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't want to go because like he had to work early the next morning.
No.
And my uncle to this day, they just got tickets to see, I think, Earth, Wind, and Fire in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Hell yeah.
Little plug. I'm selling tickets for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Go see Earth, Wind, and Fire.
You have to.
Are they the September guys?
Yeah.
What else did they do? Keep talking though. Don't think about it. Just keep telling the story.
So they bought tickets to Earth, Wind, and Fire the other day, and my uncle said to my dad, make sure it's like not on a school night for Johnny.
So you'll never let it live it down.
And then they like that was like their farewell tour.
Was
the Jackson 5 farewell tour. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my mom saw the Jackson 5.
That's cool as hell.
At like the Forum or something like that.
Cool as hell.
I'll have to ask her about it sometime.
It must have been cool growing up so close to like, we had New York, but it was a little bit more of a project to get to New York from Connecticut than like from where your family is.
Yeah, like Oxnard. Like they were in Oxnard and they had to drive like forever to get to the Forum.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know, I don't know what else was around. Maybe the Greek, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, man, imagine being able to imagine
being able to imagine.
Imagine like, cause I was thinking the 80s being our age in the 80s now would also be tight, because then you could go see like Journey, go see Guns N' Roses.
Yeah,
and,
I like how this is just music.
scene
based.
bands. Well, yeah, because what else? Like, I guess you'd be around an adult during like the release of all these really cool movies, and like you get to see all these football teams and basketball teams and baseball teams that were
You get
like
to do
legendary.
coke with your favorite baseball team.
Yeah, and not worry about it.
Yeah.
That's when sex started to get scary, though. So
Oh,
you'd have
yeah.
to be a little more careful with sex. But,
Yeah.
because if you went back a few decades before that, or even just a decade before that,
What if you had to you had to sign something that said you wouldn't have sex in the past?
whoa, like you can travel back in time, but you can't have sex?
Yeah.
Oh, damn! I'd be like, that's not for me. I don't.
No
think.
intergalactic booty calls.
No, but no. Yeah, space time continuum.
Hey, 93. Kathy Ireland, you up? You do. You go in the Bill and Ted's booth and you text T9 to someone. Heather Locklear.
Dude.
Could
Heidi
you imagine?
Klum.
Heidi Klum.
Club. Dude, I mean, that would be a bummer. That would be a bummer to not be able to do that. But imagine like the days of free love. Like, would you have been a hippie?
60s?
You think in the 60s?
Probably.
70s?
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Or you just would have been one
I
of those
wouldn't have
like
been a
cool
square.
guys. You would have been one of those guys that wears like the frilled like cowboy jackets.
Yeah, that would
And
have
you'd
been.
be like smoking a joint with like a headband and like the aviators.
Yeah. And then I would just take off, and they'd be like, "Where's he going?
Yeah.
Where's he go?"
And I'd be behind some women going, "Yeah, women, should you get your phones?" I'd be one of those guys with the Buddy Holly glasses.
Yeah.
And
You'd
the shirt tucked in, buttoned up.
Yeah.
I'd be kind of a nerd, but I'd be like, I'd have like my hair and my like the bangs, like those like.
Dude, that would be funny. You go through every like 70s and 80s like
version of
like
what
period
yourself.
movie, and like which movie character would you be?
Yeah.
Like in the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. See, I would be like, if you saw Licorice Pizza,
I haven't yet, but I have it.
that kid.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
be like that kid.
Was that good?
He just, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. He's just, this is the first movie he's been in, so.
Was he good?
Yeah,
That's
he
great.
was real good. I liked it a lot. You should watch it. Yeah, I would be that guy.
Yeah, I would like to see that movie.
I would be like, I don't know, we should smoke weed, guys. I
Yeah.
mean, this is crazy.
Right.
What if the cops come by?
And then you see the lights.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, dude, man, I can't go to jail. My mom will kill me. And you'd be like, dude, chill the fuck out and just fucking smoke it.
Hey, this is why I leave.
Yeah, exactly. Man, you ain't got no chill.
This is why I kick up dust in my dirt bike.
Yeah.
I get out of here.
Yeah, or your Thunderbird
My
or Firebird or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was never into cars like that. I
Same.
never cared. I never had the money to be into cars, really, or the know-how to like build one myself.
Yeah, I mean, and I was just like, I would rather spend my money on something else. I don't care about having a piece of shit car. I don't care about how I look driving around the boulevard.
Sure.
And I think those days are kind of done.
To certain people, I mean, you say that, but we
Well, I
live
guess
here.
that's true.
I've never, dude, being here
point.
in this city, it's like real life. If you've ever played Grand Theft Auto,
It really is.
not the LA one, Los Santos.
Oh, yeah.
It's like really like that
Yeah.
because you see piece of shit cars that are being held together by tape and rope,
Yeah.
and then you see cars with mattresses on them piled to the sky.
Oh, yeah.
And then you see a Maserati
Yeah.
or like a Bentley.
Like those cars that are like that.
Yeah,
Thick.
yeah. That look like race cars. Like a little kid drew that
And
car.
they're, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just came to life.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
insane. They're all
It's
insane.
crazy to see them because you're like, Jesus, that looks like it came out of a movie or
Yeah.
something.
And all those guys drive the speed limit and use their
Yeah.
blinker all the time.
Yeah. But they hear that. They're so kind.
Yeah, they just kind of drive chill.
Imagine if people who own those kinds of cars were actually the best drivers and really respectful and shit.
That would be so funny.
Then I'd be like into cars, maybe.
Dude, because then you'd be like, think about the amount of time that you've been in the city where you've been next to a Maserati.
Yeah.
Like, imagine being next to a Maserati for like 5 lights.
Right. Dude.
That would never ever happen.
Ever. When you see a Maserati,
Maseratis
it's for
go
a
like
very
this
short amount of time.
in traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. Maserati's like the guy who you see at the event and you're like, whoa, that guy's wearing like an insanely well-fit, good, fashionable outfit.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that guy he's like the best looking guy here.
Mhm.
And then you see him go to a VIP elevator and then you never see him again.
No, he talks to everyone he'll talk to everybody for 3 minutes.
Yes.
And then he'll be
very
gone.
select people.
Yeah.
And you know those kind of people. And those
Yeah.
people are also like a nice car.
Yes.
And you're like, damn. And then you never see him again. And that's what it's like when you see a Maserati in real life.
And it's
You're
also
like, what the fuck? And then it's gone.
Yeah. It's also what it's like to see famous people.
It is?
So Maseratis are the famous people of the road.
car world, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they do that in that Cars movie, you think? Made the real fancy cars like the celebrities and stuff? I would have done that. That sounds like a fun cartoon idea.
Yeah, it is a silly Billy idea. Great idea.
Anyway, why did we talk about Maseratis and shit?
I don't remember.
Damn, crazy. All right, well, where are we at? We gonna do some ads?
Yeah.
Let's do some fucking ads, huh?
Man, I can't wait for this. This is normally my favorite part of the show. I'm going to get up and restart the center camera as soon as I feel like it, because I'm very comfortable right now. These chairs aren't particularly, they're just chairs. They're just regular, not ergonomically correct or anything like that, but I am comfy.
Man, I want an office chair. I want like a computer desk chair.
For this?
Not for this, for my house, for my computer.
Yeah.
And they're so expensive, man. You gotta drop like $2.
You gotta spend to save.
You gotta drop like $2, and to get like a chair.
You should get a standing desk.
That's nice. But then you want to sit sometimes too.
You do want to sit sometimes, but you got a couch.
That's true.
Nice.
I don't know if I could stand and play video games. Can you do that for an extended amount of time?
I have.
I've
When
done it in
when I've sat, I did it recently. When I sit for like too long, I start to feel bad, so I got to get up, and then I'm right there. And then my TV feels bigger, and I don't have to spend more on a TV because I could just get closer to it.
And there you go.
it
There's
seems bigger.
Mike's frugal home entertainment tips with Mike
Frug
Falzo.
Zone.
Welcome to the frugal zone. All right, let's talk about some sponsors. I want to give a shout out to HeadGum and a shout out to the sponsors. We thank you, and we thank you, our listening audience, for continually. It's kind of putting a big pressure on the ads when you say this in the beginning, but you guys really make us feel good and like we're doing a great job when you say that you don't skip our ads, which is really cool, and that helps us out a lot because the show survives on the ads.
It also saves the identity of the show.
Absolutely. It sets us apart from the rest. And that's part of why we are what we are and why we have such a tight, awesome community of folks. That's you.
You know what's interesting is there's not too many things that set us apart from the crowd. We're two guys with beards who just kind of talk about nothing on a podcast. So you gotta keep what makes you unique intact. And sometimes that means fucking up the ass. However, if we do it too much, we don't eat. So it's important to strike a balance.
Thank you, Mike. And you know what, man? Absolutely, you're not wrong. Let's talk about Squarespace, guys. You know how we feel about Squarespace.
Like those TikToks that deteriorate.
Yeah, they like kind of twist up.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that. I really like that.
That's like your. That's
It's
corner.
totally my thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I like when things go wrong. It's more fun when things go wrong. You never know when it's gonna happen. Guys, Squarespace is a wonderful service for people out there that want to start their own website. They want to put their ideas, their art, their thoughts, their brand.
Put all your eggs into one website.
Put all your eggs in one website with Squarespace. It's the easiest way to start your own website. You don't really need to know anything. You could just do it on your phone. And man, it's so easy. And Mike has a website, MikeFalzone.com. Check it out. It's really good.
It has all the relevant information.
I mean, if you ever wanted to just like sell something you got on you and you're like, I got this one thing, I'm gonna build one website, sell one thing, and then end my website.
Even if you wanted to sell two things.
I mean, ambitious, but sure.
Even if you just wanted a portfolio that you could show other people to get more work.
You could call something John's. I almost said a brand name, but we should stay away from that.
Perfect.
But johnsSellingStuff.com. John's Store.
.com.
That's
the whole
John's Store.
JohnSellingStuff.com.
JohnStore.com. Someone messed up on that form. But if you wanted to call it that, you could. But it's just really easy to just set it up, and it's all, you don't have to install anything. It's just, it's just really easy way to start a website. You want to start a website? This is where you go. You go to Squarespace.
Dude, if I saw that, I would lose my mind.
John's.
Imagine seeing that in the browser.
What was it? JohnSellingStuff.com. JohnStore.com.
I would lose it.
Guys, don't just take our word for it. Why don't you go to squarespace.com for a free trial? And when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/banter to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/banter. Oh man, when you want to save 10% off your first purchase of that website or domain, try out the free trial. What are you gonna lose?
That's a great question, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you, Squarespace. Hey guys, you ever stamps? I do, and you should, because time is money.
Skip the trip.
Don't waste time or money anymore with repeated trips to the post office. You gotta wake up in the morning with Stamps.com, or the afternoon or the evening or whatever time you wake up, and skip the trip and focus on how to take your small business to the next level. Listen, we're the complete package here, this website. We're basically setting you up to save money, skip the trip, do what it takes in your life to save time, save money, and stress, and get discounts that you can't find anywhere else when you send stuff. Do you guys ever think about how you never get a discount on shipping?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
why can't you get a discount on shipping?
I don't know. Is there a shipping sale?
Skip the trip. Skip the ship.
You know what? Stamps.com gets you discounts like up to 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. What?
Excuse me.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What?
Skip the ship.
Whether you're an office sending invoices or a side hustle Etsy shop, or a full-blown warehouse shipping out orders, Stamps.com will make your life easier. All you need is a computer. You got one of those, don't you, Charlie? And a standard printer, and no special supplies or equipment. You're up and running in minutes, printing official postage for any letter, any package, anywhere you want to send. So once you stop overpaying for shipping with Stamps.com, sign up with promo code BANTER for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. A digital scale. A digital scale. And no long-term commitments or contracts. A digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com, skip the trip, click the microphone at the top of the page, skip the trip. Digital scale, enter code BANTER. So guys, go to Stamps.com, sign up with promo code BANTER, get that 4-week free trial, free postage, and a digital scale, no long-term commitments or contracts. You go to that microphone at the top of the page, you enter code BANTER. Skip the trip with Stamps.com. Thank you, Stamps. Guys,
Steve's going back in time to bring you a great deal. Steve's bringing back great value from the past.
Let's talk about Neutrophil.
These are like the prices from the past.
These are like prices from the past.
Run, don't walk to get these prices.
Look, let's not beat around the bush about this. When it comes to thinning hair,
I didn't ask for that.
you no longer have to choose between natural remedies and
Dude, the letter we're gonna
less cartoon.
you can We noticed the bonk.
Were you guys watching the Flintstones while you were?
Oh gosh.
When it comes to thinning hair, guys, you don't have to choose between natural remedies and those that work. There is a holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness. Get it back, get your hair back, get your hair back,
Get your hair right back.
Get your hair back, get your hair back, get your hair back, get it back, get your hair back, get your hair back, get it back, get your hair back, get your hair back, get your hair back, get it please, get your hair back, get your hair back, please, get your hair back, get your hair back, get it back, please, get your hair
Gotta get hair back.
Get hair back, get hair back, get hair back,
Get hair back.
get hair back, get that hair back, get hair back. And did you know that there are 5 root causes of thinning hair, Mike?
Yes.
Do you know them?
Not all of them. Go ahead.
Can you name one?
Stress.
Yes, Neutrophil is a hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress.
I didn't ask for that.
Jackpot.
Hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair.
Kind of a nice one.
Very good. Oh. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise. There's 21 potent natural ingredients that also support sex drive, better sleep, and less stress too.
Man, that's stress out.
Don't be ridiculous, you've got a gun.
All right.
Better sleep and less stress too. How about all that, huh? Better sex drive, better sleep, less stress, and your hair's natural, get natural goodness. Come on. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. And Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors.
Damn.
Don't be.
That's a lot of doctors.
Of course.
So,
I've never seen that many doctors.
you can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Neutrophil.com and entering that promo code BANTER
Of course.
to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. So, you want to get free shipping on every order? Huh? And get $15 off? That sounds like a sweet deal, huh? Now you're smiling.
Of course.
Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code BANTER. You can get that free shipping. You can get that $15 off. You can help out your boys, your Banter boys.
Of course.
So go to Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com.
Of course.
Thank you, Nutrafol. Wee-you, guys, we got a special final ad. No cap on God.
Of course.
Our boys, Michael, what is this? Who's this? Michael Mouse? No,
Mike Mouse? He's the guy who owns the park. Michael Mouse.
Yeah, Mike Mouse. O'Neill? Is this guy's name is O'Neill?
You just read the ad.
O'Neill, yeah. So our boy O'Neill dropped in a special ad, and we're gonna do a special ad for our boy O'Neill. As you guys know, Mike and I opened open show, and we've been basically opening up the opportunity
If
to
you want to advertise on the show, you can.
Exactly.
Open floodgates.
We've opened the floodgates so you can advertise on the show, and this is our very first special advertisement. For you might be wondering how we got here,
Which is a podcast.
which is a
Is that right?
podcast. And are you ready for heart-stopping adventure? Award-winning sound design and some kick-ass music. We know you guys like all that stuff. Except for the award-winning sound design. That's not, I mean, I guess we have that. but-
Also, you guys hate music.
Absolutely.
You've written into the show and you've said you've hated it.
Hey, but if you love all that, you might want to check out, you might be wondering how we got here. A sound design Dungeons and Dragons podcast set in the modern day. Why don't you join them each week as they try to not get sued for using characters such as Michael Mouse.
This one's taller.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Okay.
Nintendo Swatch.
That's a guy's name.
and President Dr. Jill Byron. Rate the show on 5 stars on iTunes or share the show using the hashtag YMBW to get a character named after you in the show. That's special.
Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Their current campaign, SWAT, which stands for the Society of the Weird and Terrifying, is on its 2nd season. So if you want to keep up with the action, you just listen to season 2, episode 0, Context.
We know we got some dorks out there.
Big dorks.
We know you guys play that D&D.
You know, when you boys ain't scratching your nuts, you're playing with some goddamn dice.
And what's better than listening to people talk about things that you also like a lot? That's what a lot of shit is based on. So you got these people, you already have this in common. Fucking give them a shot.
If you like that stuff.
Of course.
So guys, here's the deal about it. You know what? Hold on.
Before anything,
This has to be said. This has to be said before. Hold on. Can we stop for a second? This isn't just any Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
we even stopped for a second.
This is a last-ditch attempt to save a dying friendship.
Whoa.
Just kidding, guys. O'Neill loves you. And that was a little joke from O'Neill to the rest of the boys on the old YMBW. Ugh.
I only kind of got it.
So check out, you might be wondering how we got here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Patreon, LinkedIn. Bipple.
It's a dating site for chains.
They're also they're also on Bipple, T-Bone,
Quammy Plex.
Camptown Races,
Another streaming service.
Blibby,
Blibby, Blabble.
Blibby, Flopper, Title.
Oh my goodness.
Zune.
Zazzle. So guys, check it out. Hashtag YMBW. Hashtag fuck you, Tyler. Another thing in there for O'Neill to get a good burn on the boys. So check out, you might be wondering how we got here. Thank you so much to O'Neill for reaching out. And thank you to all the rest of our sponsors. And that was, as they say in the biz, the ad portion of the show.
That's great. Great job, Steve.
Hey, shit, fuck.
Great reading.
Thanks, man.
Man, the songs have really evolved since.
They really have.
A lot more excitement, I think, in the songs nowadays.
All right, you
And that's a great point, Steve, and I was glad you brought it up. Because these are questions that have to get answered.
I found out long ago. It's a long way down the history.
Steve, I'm really enjoying the Xbox One S.
Really? So you just got this thing?
I just got it. I like it a lot. I haven't played Fortnite on it yet, but I hear that it looks better.
So you went from the PS4?
For
Oh man, yeah, you're going to see a big graphical boost.
yeah. Can I have a really fun conversation with you that I had with Samaya real
please,
fast?
I'd love it.
And I'm sorry for people who listen to both podcasts if you have heard this conversation, but I like it a lot. Do you remember the feeling? What was your first video game system?
Nintendo.
So do you remember the feeling when, like, what did you have after that? Super Nintendo or Sega?
Probably Super Nintendo, yeah.
So do you remember?
No, Nintendo. Oh, TurboGrafx 16.
Oh, you had TurboGrafx.
Yeah, and then
but
we
wasn't
got
that part
Super
of the Sega?
Well, TurboGrafx 16 came out the same time the Super Nintendo came out.
So you guys were on like cutting edge.
Yeah, but it was like everyone was getting a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
and no one was getting the TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah.
And it was like the only one
So
left.
there's a left. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about the like the Xbox One S.
Right, because you can't get a
just-
PS5. Oh, shit,
Oh,
fuck!
no. You're good. Oh, thank God for lids, huh?
Thank you. Shout out to Tartoni.
And for really snapping this lid on there. I'll never forget it. So, do you remember like the jump in graphics from like Nintendo to Super Nintendo or Sega? And being impressed by that as a kid?
Dude, I think I've talked about this before, but my uncle, and this is really funny because I didn't really realize this had become a meme, but it's like my uncle works at Nintendo.
Sure, yeah.
It's like a meme that's like, my uncle works at Nintendo. He told me Pokemon Silver's coming back. Whatever. Funny meme. But my uncle worked for Silicon Graphics, which were building the like components, the chip components for the Super Nintendo or for the GameCube.
Cool.
Nintendo 64.
Sure.
Which was the biggest jump in graphics from
yeah.
any home console. Because it was like 16-bit straight to like 3D.
Yeah.
And you were like, what the fuck?
Mario can run in any
Dude,
direction.
yeah, in the third dimension.
Yeah.
And it was like a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
And we went to go visit my uncle, and he was like, you guys are going to really love this because we're working on the new Nintendo system. And he let us play Mario 64 and like Pilot Wings
Whoa.
64. And it was like... It was like a very huge jump.
Yeah.
Because then you saw like 3D Nintendo graphics and you were like, well, this is different now. Everything's going to be different now. It's all going to look like this probably now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But luckily to this day, we still have the side scroller. Like people still make like indie games.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
but it's like a luxury now. It's not like that's the only medium that you could work in.
yeah.
And it's fucking cool as shit. And then I was telling Zoya about this. Like, I remember where I was when I first saw like Dreamcast graphics.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of the ones that like blew my mind.
Yeah, because that was a CD system.
Yeah.
It was one of the first, like PlayStation 2 and like, and then Dreamcast had like discs and stuff. And then it's so funny how the Dreamcast got royally fucked by being hacked.
Oh, yeah.
People hacked it so easily.
You just like burn games on your...
You just made a disc.
Yeah.
If you had a CD burner.
And we
which at
did
the
try
time,
to do this.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
Your HP computer you'd buy for your kid for Christmas so you could learn how to use a computer.
Yeah. If you had an acoustic guitar, you had a CD.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And like all you had to do was like burn this one file onto a disc and then put it into your Dreamcast and turn it on, and it would just like hack your Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And it would be like, all right, now you can just download anything you want and play that forever. And it really fucked that system. But that was a really cool system.
It was like my favorite for a while.
I liked
There were
it.
a lot of cool games on that.
Yeah, and it had that little
Shenmue.
like. Did you ever see that like little thing that you could stick into the controller?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And you could
yeah.
like take it to school and it had your save games on it, and like some of them had like integration with the game. Like I think
Power Stone.
Do you remember that Seaman game?
Yes.
With the fish guy?
Yes. Very weird.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
See, and that's like, man, I loved when games like that would come out because it was
Yeah.
like, this isn't about like shooting down Mother Brain or like Dr. Wily or whatever. This is about literally like keeping this fish man alive
Fishman. Yeah.
to become a man.
Kind of a rude fish man.
He was rude.
Yeah.
And it had this little like attachment microphone thing.
Yeah. So
that
you have to
go
talk
like,
to
"Ooh,
it.
I love you, or whatever you'd say
Go
to
ahead
it.
and eat now.
Probably didn't work.
No. No, I remember renting that and being like,
What
what
the
the
fuck
is
is
this?
this? Yeah.
Talking into the same microphone that all the kids talked into.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Licking the mic.
Yeah. What a time. I loved those days, man.
Yeah. Those are really good times.
But so you're about to, so you've experienced that sort of again.
Kind
going
of.
From PS4 to the
Kind
Xbox.
of. And I try not to take it for granted because it's so easy. Because since like Xbox One, shit has looked awesome for
Totally.
like a long time.
Yeah. Right now where it's like hard to, it's like we're in a weird, like,
Yeah.
things haven't gone super huge yet.
Right. Right.
It still kind of has looked the same for the past like 10 years
Right.
at least.
And
Yeah.
I noticed I'm trying to play games where I would notice a huge difference. Like I was playing the basketball game and I put the camera in like broadcast mode, so it's like right up in there, and all the guys like look like themselves, and
it's
they have like
crazy.
full range of
emotions and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it's cool. Like little Scottie Pippen's upset.
There
you
he
know?
is, and he looks upset.
And he looks upset. And so I'm looking forward to like, I just want to see something that's like, whoa, we could play that.
Yes,
But I don't feel that as much as I
think
used to.
it's like once they combine the VR with that, because right
Yeah,
now VR looks like PS2 kind of.
Yeah. That I was telling Zoe again, that was the last thing. Like, when me and you watch the movie things, or when me and Nick are playing like the mini golf game, you're just in another place.
Yeah.
Or when we did that fucking Resident Evil thing.
Yeah.
That was the last thing that I was
You
like.
went to a horror house.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you were just there.
Yeah. I
And your
hated it.
brain was like, I'm here now.
Yeah.
And that's like a huge jump. Yeah.
Yeah,
That might have been the last big jump in video game technology, is going to like good VR.
Yeah. That was
Where
that
you-
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
it's nice.
we've actually been through quite a bit of innovation in our lives in the video game world. Like
That's what I'm
big
saying. I think we were like
milestones.
at the age that we are and were. I feel like we hit it at the perfect time.
We got to experience kind of all of it.
Yeah.
Like the Game Gear, the Game Boy, the
Yeah.
PSP,
Uh-huh.
the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Did you ever put your eyes into that thing?
At a Blockbuster video.
I have
We would all put our
permanent
eyes on it.
eye damage, probably.
Absolutely.
Because they made me look at that and love it because I like Mario.
And
All right.
now he plays tennis now. The cool thing about Mario is that he stays active.
I just love that he kind of just does what he loves. And if he's into tennis at the time, go for it.
It's me, Andre Agassi.
It's me. I decided to play soccer this month. It's like, we love you, Mario. Go for it.
What are you doing this month, Mario? I'm a punching my friends in the face.
Okay. What about next week? I'm gonna become a doctor.
I'm gonna give you kids pills to sword.
I'm gonna subscribe the pills to you and your son.
And what are your qualifications? I plumber.
I'm a plumber, but I'm also a doctor. You don't sound like yourself, Mario.
That's because I'm a race car driver now.
Oh, there he goes. Well, goodbye. I'm going into space now.
Goodbye. I'm a painter now.
Damn, dude. This guy's going through
Man, Mario
going through a lot.
must sleep tight.
If he gets to. All right. This history road comes from Pope Guru.
Pope John Paul II.
Pope John Paul Guru. Saying, history road. Dang, an orangutan?
That's the title.
Yeah. Hello, Might and Streak. I'm a first-time caller, never listener to the podcast before. That's good. Fun. I'm a big fan of you funny baby boys, and so I have come to tell you a story of my first and last time going to Busch Gardens amusement park.
Busch Gardens is the one with the animals.
Yeah, I think it's like SeaWorld's like kind of Busch Gardens, right? Or
Was that
SeaWorld
part
and
of it?
Busch Gardens are similar?
It's water Busch Gardens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Busch Gardens is land.
Did you ever go to a Busch Gardens? Because those were East Coast kind of places,
I
right?
went to a SeaWorld, I think.
Yeah.
And we got a Shamu ice cream pop and a seagull shit on my mom.
Damn.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how you never forget things like that?
Mm-hmm.
So, they went to Busch Gardens Amusement Park in the horrifying state of Florida. The morning was spent walking around the park with my famille and fulfilling the needs of my younger baby horn-born cousins.
That's nice.
I was overflowing with excitement to ride roller coasters themed after all kinds of animals.
I don't give a fuck.
And they were also enclosed in cages and sedated for our pleasure at the park.
Jackpot.
Someone's really excited about that.
Oh, man.
We left the zoo exhibits and were about to split up so the adults could get their roll and coast on. The moment I had been waiting for was almost there. I could feel the spirit of cum filling up inside me.
What?
And all of a sudden, there was crowds.
Are you even looking at the buttons when you do this? It's like you're playing an accordion, but it sounds like this.
I'm gonna try not to look at it.
You're trying to memorize where they are.
Yeah, I think this is. I think this is. It's either I don't give a fuck or jackpot. I think it's I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
That's nice.
Nice.
My index fingers, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can find out. This one might be It's Been.
It's been.
Hell yeah. Okay, hold on. And Mummy? Yeah. It's like a guitar.
What do you think you forgot to retain that information?
Oh man, beautiful memories. Beautiful memories of my past life.
birthday?
Oh, yeah, a
You
birthday.
forgot a birthday because-
Yeah. Some birthdays just gone now.
Mom, did I ever turn 13?
All of a sudden there was crowds, big crowds. So many crowds of people walking away from something hurriedly.
Uh-oh.
It was a fucking orangutan. Isn't it an orangutan? Orangutan. Maybe it is orangutan. A goddamn orangutan escaped, and because of this, I rode 0 roller coasters.
Damn.
What a disgrace. An absolutely disrespectful primate. I mean, what about my needs, you damn ape? We went home. Everybody was okay. Blah, blah, blah. The end. Have a good podcast, boys.
Man, I can't. That's such a scary thing. That's such a scary thing. Dude, if you're in Busch Gardens and you see a bunch of people rushing away from something terrible's going on.
I guess there's worse things than an orangutan.
I don't know,
To
man.
be
Those
loose.
that's one of the worst.
So, I mean, I don't think orangutans are as aggressive as gorillas and
Gorilla being out would be bad. Gorilla
Oh,
climbing
yeah.
buildings would be bad.
Oh yeah, orangutan.
Do they have a Godzilla in the zoo?
Oh man, at that Busch Gardens at that time, if it was the 90s, then they did.
Did Busch Gardens have any Cloverfield monsters?
It says orangutans are less aggressive than other primate species, mostly due to their social structures.
Oh,
Male
that's good.
orangutans from temporary groups, especially during mating, but don't participate in raising their blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, orangutan aggression is infrequent, but does occur.
Dude, so he got out of the cage and he started like drawing pictures for people.
Yeah.
They're like losing their minds.
Who? It says please.
Help.
It just says please. Over and over again.
People sprinting away.
And they're grabbing him. Ooh,
He has another one that says, seriously, I'm nice. What's up?
please.
I'm nice.
He's underlining it. Please.
Yikes.
But if I saw an orangutan, I'd be a little less worried for some reason.
What are the top 3 animals at the zoo you would be scared of if they broke out?
Man, gorilla, big time. is up
Gorilla,
there.
snake,
Lion,
lion, any kind of like fast cat,
bear, yeah, jaguar,
jaguar,
leopard,
yeah, cougar,
crocodile,
old women, old sexy woman,
buzzards.
buzzards. You don't want the buzzards to get
Don't
out.
get those buzzards out, man.
Don't open the buzzard cage.
keep the cage closed.
Buzzards don't fuck with you until you're dead.
They don't even go in. You don't even go into the buzzard cage.
No, you don't come out.
Buzzards are just the ones that have like the bald heads and
Yeah,
they eat your
they eat
body.
dead
Have
shit.
What vultures? What's the
Vultures.
difference between vultures and buzzards?
Buzzards fly around. Vultures walk around.
Vultures kick it.
No.
Ooh, vultures do kind of do that little walk. Don't
Yeah, but I think they all fly. Oh, oops.
Okay. KG says, "As God is my witness, he is broken in half."
Oh, hell yeah. That's wrestling stuff.
Isn't it God as my witness? Not God is.
Yes. As
God as God is my witness.
Uh-oh, this is going to be one of those things like when you say spoon 1,000 times and it's not going to sound like anything.
Yeah, as God as my wit. Wait, as God. The term "as God is my witness" is really no different than asking someone to swear.
Yeah, as God.
Is it as God as my witness or as God is my witness? As is used as a conjunction, used to indicate that something happens during the time when something is taking place. God is witnessing me as I speak. Is used as usual as the third person singular. As God as my witness is a mistranscription, possibly caused by the actor's accent. So it is as God is my witness.
That's when you're saying something
Yeah.
when you want them to believe what you're currently saying.
Right.
So in what context was this?
Well, it's the subject of the email. As God is my witness, he's broken in half.
Yeah, so
and
I
he
guess
says,
that would work.
KG, Ayo, what up, fellas? Listen, guys, when y'all doing that dang wrestling podcast? If it's too much of a commitment, then it's all good in the hood. Let it be known. I understand, but please, I got to know now. With peace and love, KG. Mike and I are always talking about the next things and additional things and bonus things and special shit for you guys. And it's totally in the docket. Like, there's stuff that has been recorded.
Yeah, we recorded an episode.
It's
It's
just
just that-
coming.
It doesn't have to. It's weird because there's no like timeline
Right.
on it. Like we didn't impose like we have to have this many episodes
Right.
by this time.
Right.
And also having like time and availability is a thing.
But it's like if there was like a... If we could look at a big sandwich. Let's take a look at a
Picture
big...
a docket.
Picture a big sandwich. Piled high like a cartoon.
Yeah. Like turkey.
Piece of bread up top. Maybe there's a stick with an olive in it. And then you've got all those other layers, right?
Yeah.
But there's only 2 pieces of bread. One of the top piece of bread is the beginning of dynamic banter. And the bottom piece of the bread is the end of dynamic banters.
Yeah.
And in between it is all of the ideas and all of the like things we want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a big sandwich.
And what we're saying is we're
We're probably like right.
you see, you know how there's one more piece of lettuce
just before the bread.
there's a piece of lettuce and then there's a thin slice of mustard.
And then there's those pickles that are so pressed down hard near the bread that they've made perfect indents. Indent.
And we're a couple layers up from that.
Dude, there's a be nice or not be nice.
Okay, great.
Been a while from Maggie.
It has been a while.
Maggie sends an HR. Be nice or not be nice.
I was looking at all the t-shirts on the day that the Valentine's Day t-shirt came out. Thank you, Ellie, for the design again, the chocolates, Dynamic Banter chocolates. And I still think that Be Nice or Not Be Nice is one of my favorite t-shirts.
It's
That's
really
one
good.
of my favorite designs.
It
so I'm
looks
glad
like a
that's still
cool
happening.
game show thing,
Yeah,
yeah. Like Mike and I grew up watching Price is Right.
I still
Some of
watch
that
The Price is Right
very
on a
much
daily
looks-
basis.
It's such a good show.
Dude, Pluto TV, if you have any kind of console,
Oh, yeah.
it's fucking free. And there's a channel that plays Price is Right
Damn.
from the 80s and 90s only.
Oh,
And like
wow.
70s too.
Damn.
24/7.
I wonder if you can find the Aaron Paul episode where Aaron Paul was in there.
Yeah, that would have been 90s.
Uh-huh.
That's a yeah.
Maybe 2000s, but 90s sounds right.
Sure.
Something pretty minor just happened at my apartment, and I'm wondering how you boys would have reacted to it. Hence the return of Be Nice or Not Be Nice. I don't give
It's been
A minute since we've done one of these.
I'd been doing multiple loads of laundry all day and have been back and forth to my apartment complex's Lee laundry room all day. Just that little bit. Where's all my boys? Where's my boys?
I'm coming.
There you go.
Since there's only 2 washers and 2 dryers, I thought it was customary to leave one of each machine open for anyone else to do the laundry if need be.
That's very polite.
Also taking the fucking lint out. Can I just say that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can.
Can't even tell you how many times I pulled out some fucking strange motherfucker's dirty ass lint.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. At least it smells real nice.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But still, that's like someone's skin and hair and
Well, it's mostly... It's like fabric.
it's fabric pieces
Yeah.
combined with like all that person's stuff that's like under the shirt.
Yeah. Tits. I don't want to scoop that person's tits out of my fucking shit. Ow. All right. These hurt.
So I had one load in the wash and one load in the dryer. Apparently my neighborliness was taken advantage of. Since when I came back to switch loads,
I'm coming.
over and put my last load in the wash.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
You okay, Arnold?
It's like he's trying to think of something else, but he still lands on the same thing.
I'm like coming.
What do you call? How do you say?
Feeling of coming. It's as satisfying to me as coming is. You know, as
He's just trapped in our show, and he wants to talk about other shit.
I find my clean, wet clothes all over the dirty fucking laundry table, and both washers taken by some asshole.
Yikes.
I'm coming.
Not now, Arnold.
Not after the wash.
I had to walk all the way back to my apartment, a walk up, and I had to walk outside in the snow to even get to the laundry room, and to put the load I was about to wash back in the hamper. I stormed back downstairs to get my laundry.
I'm coming.
And I put my now slightly dirty, clean laundry in the dryer, since I have no other choice.
Treating it like a sexual story. Where'd you put the clothes? Where'd you put my clothes?
In this situation, would you be nice or not be nice? Thanks, boys. Love you lots. Philly-born girl, Maggie.
I'm coming.
So, first of all, Philly next month. Second of all, there's a very important aspect of the story, and I think you know what I'm going to say.
I don't know.
You wouldn't dream of taking someone's shit out of the wash.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it had been there for hours and hours. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, good point.
We're all
you're right.
in a shared space. We all are guilty of it. No one wants to do it, but when somebody else really wants or needs to do laundry, if it's in there for too long, you're going to piss a stranger off and they're going to touch your shit.
Okay, but there's 2 washers and 2 dryers.
And she
used
the washer, I guess.
1 load in the wash and 1 in the dryer.
Right.
And she said she left 1 of each machine open.
Very nice of her.
To show that they're available.
Yes. And then somebody came in and used all 4.
She said, yeah, she didn't say what the passage of time between when she put it in and when she didn't.
So
but
if
you're
you
right,
did
that's
the nice
only
thing,
time. Yeah.
you did a nice thing. No one's glancing over that. But then if you left for 4 hours,
yeah, then it's like you're making it's
you're
kind
playing
of
with fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's important. So
wow.
I don't think we could.
Also, let's just say that it wasn't that long.
Uh-huh.
Let's say it was an hour.
Did she leave a number?
No.
Okay.
Let's say it was an hour.
An hour is not in. That's not a.
It's not
Because
insane.
let's say it takes like half an hour for
Right.
the wash or 20-something minutes.
Right.
An hour is not super considerate.
Right.
But it's not 4 hours.
And there was another one open, and
I wouldn't move somebody's shit after an hour.
right.
Yeah.
So I would be like, okay, both machines are being used. I'm gonna come back in 25 minutes.
I can start these. I can start my clothes because these are open.
Right.
Right. If we're giving her the benefit of the doubt that she was there in a reasonable amount of time, because that's still not even the question. Then you got to choose to be nice or not be nice to that person.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. It's like, how do you not be nice to someone you don't know?
And the game is you telling me what I would do in that situation.
Right.
I forgot about that part.
Right. We're just giving them. Well, because they were like, "What would you do?"
Right.
But like the other thing to me is like
there's important
totally
information
like
missing.
there's important information missing. Like who was it?
Yeah.
Because then if there's no one to be mad at, You're just mad at the building, which I get. I've done that before. Then maybe you just don't leave those things open anymore. And that's the courtesy they lost because someone was rude to you. And that's the only way to be not nice about that. Like, what are you going to do? Next time you're down there and both of the washers are being used, you're going to pull out wet clothes no matter how long it's been in there.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bad move.
I guess I would say that it didn't matter who it was. If I knew in my heart, if it's me, I know in my heart, I could look at my phone and be like, I started this 2 hours ago and I forgot about it. Then I'll be like, I'm at the mercy of the...
Yeah, if it's out on the table, then that's on me. Yeah.
No one would be mad about myself.
Yeah, but isn't
Not
it
be
hard?
nice to myself.
But it's hard to know. And that goes for me, too. No more bullshit. It's just hard to know how long something's been in there unless you're, like, timing it.
Yeah, but that's what you do when you do laundry.
You time it?
Always.
I guess I don't really time it.
I close the washer.
Well, I time my own laundry.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, let's say you come to the laundry room and every machine's being used.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be like, fucking dicks, and pull the wet clothes out.
No.
Like, it's up to you.
But that's also an assumption that that person did that.
If that happens to me, I come into the room, both machines are being used.
Yes.
I'm going to be like, all right, well, I guess I'll do laundry tomorrow. Like, I don't even come back an hour later.
Which is what you're doing is you're saying, at the very least, in 24 hours, this will be different.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing, if I really need to use the laundry, because we have 2 of each machine or 1 of each machine. And if it's, it's packed, it's packed. It's 1 per floor, I think, gets a pair of machines. And if I'm in there and somebody's using it, I'm like, I'll come back in an hour. And if it's still being used, or if it's stopped and there's clothes in there, I'll be like, oh man, I hope they pick that up pretty soon. I have laundry.
So do you come back in like 30 minutes or something?
No. I'll come back in like another hour.
Another hour.
Because I know that I have enough empathy to be like, I've done that before.
Yeah.
And then if it's 3 hours, I'm taking your clothes out of the thing. But it's around the 3 hour mark.
But how do you know it's the same person's clothes after that 3 hours?
Because you open it up.
You gonna take a look in there?
Has any of this changed or been touched?
Yeah.
Because you need to open it up to see, because the machine is off.
Right.
The same as it is if it's empty. So you got to look inside. And then by that point, I'm like, I started checking at 10 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Fuck these people.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like sometimes I'll just be like, you know what? I'm probably just going to roll the dice. I'll come back tomorrow. If it's the same shit, like I don't like doing the I'll come back in an hour, I'll come back in 2 hours, I'll come back in 3 hours.
What if you came back the next day and the shit was still in the...
Okay, so I'd be like, okay, so I waited an entire day to see if maybe something would be open, and it's not. So then I'd do the hour or 2 hour game. But I don't really like doing that.
Dude, I would fucking... So in what circumstance would you take the person?
I don't think I'd ever do it.
Really?
Ever.
You have clothes to wash. What are you gonna do? Wash them in the sink?
Yeah, but it's nothing's desperate.
Like a pilgrim?
I've never been so desperate to wash something that I need to pull someone's clothes out of the washer.
But what if you were like, you have nothing left and you got to get changed?
I mean, I guess
have a nice dinner or something.
I don't like to put myself in those types of dire situations.
I like plans to go to dinner.
I like to have some shirts that are just like, those are for when I need to take
never
them.
Wear those emergency shirts.
Those are shirts that I don't wear unless I need them.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
I don't know. Yeah, I kind of don't like to do that because I wouldn't want someone doing that to me, and I don't really do things I don't really want someone to do to me.
I would have no problem if I forgot. That's like what you get for forgetting.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, if it's obvious,
because it's inconsiderate
that
to
it's
other
the
people.
Same clothes.
Yeah.
Somehow, which again, I wouldn't find myself in a position where I'd be like, let me take a look at these clothes and make sure it's like.
Well, that's how you know something is.
Totally, but I guess I don't really care enough. So, but if I did find myself in a position where I noticed it was the same fucking clothes, then it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna pull this out and put it over here. So yeah, I think there's a very specific situation where I would pull someone's clothes out.
I always feel terrible if I leave my shit in there.
Yeah,
I'm
me
like,
too.
I
me
was
too.
inconsiderate to a floor of people.
Yeah.
And I know that that's a family and that's a single mother.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
the
like
dude whose fucking lung collapsed 2 months ago. And now they're standing there with their shit and they're like, I would
guess
have
I'll
no.
do that.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a huge piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and that's the hope. The hope is that you don't run into that situation because you're in a building with people who kind of all feel the same way about it. Like, I'm not going to be inconsiderate about leaving my clothes.
Right, because once your neighbors have a perception of like who you are, that's who you are.
And
I have a perception of this person, and I've never met that person.
Right, exactly. It's just
I'm
an
constantly, I'm constantly in a debt of gratitude to these people.
Right.
And I've said
Whoever's
two things
there.
to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor people. I like
are
this. Well, guys, I gotta take a shit. So I'm gonna get out of here, but what a good show, Mike. Thank you for listening, kids, friends, family, loved ones, everyone. I told you to knock it off.
Knocking it off? Look at me now, knocking it off.
Dude, I was just thinking about the and I'm knocking it off. I was thinking about when Ariana and Ryan would squeeze onto that couch and hold each other erotically while we did our show sometimes.
Yeah. Was that hard to concentrate? I never saw it.
It was a little strange, but it didn't hurt the show, I don't think. You know, we kind of just get a little energy when there's an audience, and I think that it only heightened the show a little because then we could include other people and like make fun of people and do shit like that. So it definitely enhanced the show. But I was thinking about it the other day, and I was missing those kids.
Yeah,
those are good folks. All right. Well, anyway, Mike, final plugs.
Yeah, man. I said just rewind to the part where I talked to.
I'll just cut and paste it.
Yeah, please.
With the sex sounds and everything.
So, like I said before, we're doing fucking theaters for the first time ever, and it's, you know, as if clubs weren't stressful enough. These are like 400 and 500 person things, and it'll just be really fucking impressive if we're able to like fill the Gramercy theater with 500 people. So I would love to have you come out. Again, real fast, in Denver on the 24th of this month, and I'll be there for an extra day, probably eating breakfast all day. And then go into March 15th, which is a Tuesday, go to Philadelphia. March 16th, Washington, D.C. March 18th, Gramercy Theater. So many seats in that goddamn place. I need you in the seats. March 24th in Milwaukee. And then March 25th is Chicago, and then Minneapolis on March 26th. Also, I'll be in Coachella on the day after Milwaukee, as soon as I come back. And then the next surrounded show is next month on the 4th, the first Friday of the month, at the Hollywood Improv.
I'm coming.
I'm gonna be tired for a month.
Yeah, man, that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
And so we're probably gonna put a couple of shows in the can.
Yeah.
And you guys won't even notice one bit, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Send in your history roads.
Get in
Give us
all
nice
your
stuff to
history
read.
roads. Yeah, because we'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 history road episodes in there where we'll go deep into the archives. And we'll go like 10 pages deep and read some of those super old ones.
Nice.
Which are super fun.
Finally get to some of those forwards, those funny forwards.
Yeah, exactly.
in the chain messages.
Yeah, so anyway, that's it, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, Neil
Thanks for
Ghosh,
listening.
for the sex music.
Neil Ghosh. Thank you, HeadGum. Thank you to sponsors. Thank you, O'Neill.
Yes, thank you for taking a chance on us and being our first like crowd sponsor.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It is our first ever.
Yeah. And where could they hit us up if they also want to advertise something else?
dynamicbanter@gmail.com. Email us if you have something you'd like to advertise on the show. You want Mike and I to do our special spin on your product, website, show, whatever, what have you, art. Let us know and we'll talk about it. Send an email to dynamicbanter@gmail.com. Same place to send those history roads.
I like when it takes a couple buttons sometimes.
Yeah, we gotta go way back.
Jackpot.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to the show, and I'm crowning.